Hello, welcome to the Scumdogs Kennel. I'm your host, Chris Williams, and in today's mini cryptid corner, we're going to look at some more bizarre stories, folks. I have one involving, once again, Mothman, but an earlier account of the Chicago Mothman phenomena, and another account of Bigfoot in Sykesville. Let's get into this article. Military perimeter and the encounter Sykesville monster mystery. Are Bigfoot sightings linked to government facilities? Let's get into this article and discover if they are. In January 2012, a U.S. Army Guard post near Fort Leavenworth, Kansas, was shaken by a violent late-night encounter that left physical damage, massive footprints, and 2 trained soldiers permanently changed. When viewed alongside unexplained government responses to my 1981 encounter in Sykesville, Maryland, a troubling question emerges. Are some Bigfoot sightings occurring far closer to controlled military or research environments than we are meant to believe? Indeed, folks, are they? Does the government know about these beings? Let's read on and read the full account. The following account was shared privately by a former combat veteran who served multiple tours in Iraq and Afghanistan. He returned home in 2011 and was stationed at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas at the time of the incident. In January 2012, during a heavy snowstorm shortly after midnight, the witness was assigned guard duty at a medium-sized perimeter station located roughly half a mile from the Missouri River. The structure was hardened, featuring concrete walls 2 feet thick and a solid steel blast door approximately 1 foot thick. His fellow guard stepped outside briefly to smoke. Less than a minute later, frantic pounding erupted from the outside door. When the witness opened it, his partner was visibly shaken and insisted that something was outside. He stated clearly that it was neither a man nor any known animal. He did not say it directly, but something had screamed at him from the darkness. Both men stepped outside together, roughly 100 feet into the wooded area beyond the perimeter. They heard heavy movement, followed by a powerful roar. Recognizing the danger, they retreated inside and sealed the door. Moments later, something struck the steel door with tremendous force. The impact was so violent that the witness described an immediate return to combat readiness, an instinctual reaction shaped by years of warfare. Monitoring cameras revealed only the top portion of a massive head visible on screen. After the entity withdrew, the guards cautiously exited the station. They found visible dents in the solid steel blast door in the snow. They observed footprints measuring approximately 21 inches in length. The tracks led directly over a 15-foot perimeter fence, topped with razor wire, and continued toward the Missouri River. The witness stated that he considered himself rational and grounded, yet the event profoundly altered both men. He never reported the incident formally and has only shared it with his fellow guard. The experience remains vivid and deeply unsettling. Now, the following information isn't relevant to the story, but is related to it. In 2014, a former military contractor contacted me with information about a local location known as the Monkey House. According to his account, the term was used informally to describe a secured building near the former Springfield Hospital Center, officially designated a laundry facility. The structure featured unusual security measures and sparked long-standing local suspicion. It was later demolished and replaced with residential housing. The contractor further described his work at a classified government facility in Harford County, Maryland. During the early 1980s, while inside a restricted building, he encountered a heavily reinforced door with significant impact damage. When questioned, a security officer stated only that the damage was caused by something confined behind it. Over time, the contractor became convinced that the facility housed unknown bipedal beings. Estimating that 20 to 34 individuals were present at various times, he noted a spike in Bigfoot sightings at Rock State Park and Gunpowder Falls State Park during that same period. Both locations lie near the facility. So is it possible that the government is housing Bigfoot? They've caught specimens and are studying them, folks? What happened to the specimens that were housed at the so-called Monkey House? Were they killed, or were they moved to different facilities, perhaps? I don't know. But either way, folks, it makes me think that indeed the government knows more about supernatural entities and Bigfoot like upright hominid entities than they would like anyone to really know, and perhaps they're working with others that keep all of this secret. Well, folks, I think that might be the truth of the matter. Either way, that's what I believe. Let's move on to the next article, though. Early winged humanoid encounter, Chicago Riverwalk, May 19th, 2017, and read about one of the earlier sightings in the Mothman sighting wave that took place in the later parts of 2017 to 2020. Let's get into it now. On the evening of May 19th, 2017, multiple witnesses along Chicago's Riverwalk and lakefront reported encounters with large flying humanoid-shaped entities. The sightings occurred within minutes of each other near major landmarks, raising questions about whether these were isolated observations or part of a larger coordinated phenomena. What witnesses described does not neatly align with known animals, aircraft, or human activity. The first encounter occurred near the breakwater along Lake Michigan. A woman was standing with her friend and her friend's boyfriend near picnic tables, waiting for another companion to arrive from a nearby marina. While talking, they suddenly heard a loud, unnatural screech, unlike any bird or animal they recognized. Moments later, a second screech followed, louder and higher pitched. Looking toward the source of the sound, they observed a massive black bat-like creature flying in from the direction of the Lake Shore Drive Bridge. The entity flew low over the water, then sharply ascended. Around the same time, a Coast Guard helicopter was moving over the water, though it was unclear whether the crew noticed the creature. The winged figure circled back and let out another cry. Almost immediately, a second equally large winged creature appeared. The two flew in wide figure eights around each other, moving with coordination and control rather than panic or aggression. The witnesses described the movement as strangely graceful, almost like a deliberate aerial display. When the witness's boyfriend approached and startled the group, both women screamed in response. The two winged entities screeched back and abruptly dove toward the water. At the last possible moment, they pulled up, flew toward the bridge, and disappeared from sight, likely passing beneath the structure. The entire event lasted approximately 1 to 5 to 2 minutes. Despite the area being crowded with joggers and pedestrians, no immediate reactions from others were noticed. Later that same evening, around 9 p.m., a second family group was walking the newly reopened Chicago River Walk after celebrating a graduation. As they passed beneath the Columbus Drive Bridge, heading east toward the lake, they heard a strange sound. One of them looked up and saw a large winged humanoid flying just above the water before pulling up and passing directly over the bridge. This witness described the entity as completely black with two prominent eyes that appeared red, either from reflection or natural coloration. The wings did not flap. Instead, the creature glided smoothly, producing only a rushing sound as it passed overhead. Its wings appeared membranous, extending from the back down toward the legs, forming a single continuous surface rather than feathered wings like an owl. The entity continued along the waterline and vanished from view within seconds. Attempts to photograph it resulted only in dark, blurry images. One witness later sketched what was seen. Both witnesses had prior experience with skydiving and wingsuit demonstrations and stated confidently that this was not a human in a wingsuit, noting that such a flight path along the river would be extremely dangerous and implausible. And I have to say, folks, I kind of agree with what these people have to say, folks. If indeed they have such experience, they would know what they're talking about. What was seen here, folks, could have been some guy in maybe some sort of apparatus, like one of these skydivers, but maybe with some device that allowed him to actually fly. Flying humanoids have been seen for centuries now, folks. Back in the 1900s, people said that they've seen flying people who were using some sort of devices, either strapped to their chests or wings strapped to their back, but they were definitely some sort of artificial devices that were seen flying. Now, in a lot of Mothman accounts from Chicago, people have said these entities don't seem to flap their wings, so maybe they are some sort of men in some sort of weird suits, perhaps as camouflage, test flying some sort of high-tech flight devices. Then again, we can't be for sure, folks. All we know for sure is that people are indeed seeing these entities. But what about these Bigfoot-like entities that are being seen, either from Sykesville or other military installations, folks? Is it possible that the military does know more about these entities and is even housing them? Because it was said that after Mount St. Helens blew up, folks, many of these entities were taken in by the government and basically either treated as well as basically perhaps housed at various military facilities. Could these entities be the same ones that were seen in the so-called monkey house, as well as this other facility with these, well, doors that basically look like they'd been beaten by some gigantically strong entity, folks? We don't know for sure. All we know, folks, is that I think the government does know more, and perhaps they're working with others to keep this knowledge hidden from us. And what about basically these Mothman? Is this along the same lines that the government knows more than we do? Perhaps. Either way, we'll just have to keep digging for more information in the future and actually try to find the truth about Mothman and Bigfoot. Until we do, folks, all we can do is just keep trying and looking for it. But folks, we're at the end, so please go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Read comics that are bad for you. You can use the YouTube link down below in the descriptions or the chat to go subscribe to me. Hit that like button for me. Make sure you're still subscribed. Leave some comments down below. Hit that bell for notifications. Make sure that the part of the bell that'll give you all future notifications, and please share this video out. I'm Chris Williams from the Scumdog's Kennel. Thank you all for joining me. I'll be back again tomorrow with another great video, so be sure to come back again then. Till next time, folks, I'll see you all again soon.